Oh my gosh. I'm like a minute and a half early almost. Hope y'all are doing well. Thanks for those who have already joined in. I'm going to give things just a few minutes. Just saying hi real quick so I'll know that the audio is working. And then also give folks a few minutes to join here. So we'll get started here shortly. Go ahead and start saying hi to folks, though. Steven, Pilgrim, Bedlams, Marcus, Jameson. Thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. Senshi I hate that you have to miss for work, but thanks for dropping by and leaving me a message beforehand. Declan, thanks for being here. Soccer Fest, good to see you. Just kind of take the opportunity to welcome folks in while we're getting started. Let's get crumping. Yeah, it's going to be fun tonight, Pilgrim. I've been waiting a long time to play multiplayer with you all, and then the game released, and then I probably had like the busiest week ever like this last week, and I couldn't stream. And so yeah, I'm really busy this week too. It's been crazy. It's been hard to even make videos. I'm getting absolutely pummeled between work and real life. All right, say hi to some more folks here. Arena Emperor, welcome. Quentin Scott, good to see you. Thanor says hoy hoy arrow, all like deployed. Like deployed. Okay, yeah, thanks for the like. Appreciate it. Josh, thanks for being here. Robin, good to see you. Fish Knickers. I almost thought that said Fish Kickers for a minute, which is funny as well. Kicking fish just kind of conjures up a hilarious thing, but Fish Knickers works too. Please, people, don't play Gorst. That's what Josh says. Well, Gorst, to be fair, like, I mean, he's better, but he's not unstoppable in land battle. He's really good. I mean, I'm sure he's decent in land battle, but he's really good in domination. And it's because of his Mortis and healing and other effects. Like, basically, he's really cheap. You get a decent value out of him pretty easily. So that's why he's so good in domination mode. Let's see, Steven says 9 Inch Nails and HeirofCarthage stream. I didn't know people even still knew what 9 Inch Nails was. I haven't heard that since I've been in high school, I don't think. But I'm assuming that's what NIN is. That's the only thing I know that it stands for. So maybe I'm just really old, and that's what it stands for me. Declan says, thanks for taking the time. I've been grateful for you maintaining the channel since you had the boys back in the Shogun 2 days. Yeah, it's well, actually, when I had the kids at first, the biggest struggle was just, like, for the first kid, you have to learn what sleep is again, and you pretty much don't have any for a year. So it takes you a while to adjust, but babies sleep a ton, and they go to bed super early. And so it doesn't really impact your evening that much. Now that my boys are getting older, you know, they stay up a little bit later than they used to. They don't sleep as much. They are getting older where I can do all kinds of activities with them, where they want to play video games with me, where they want to run around in the yard with me, go ride bikes, do all that other stuff. And obviously I'm not going to say no to that. And so that takes a lot more time than it did when they were little. And then couple that with the fact that I'd had this sweet dream of working at home for 2 years. And then my company's all of a sudden just like, hey, by the way, we're a bunch of anuses and we're going to have you all come back into the office for no reason whatsoever. 5 days a week, no exceptions, no flexibility. So I've been trying to readjust to it. And what's funny is I worked in the office previously, and it wasn't like it was fun or great, but that was all I knew, right? And so imagine, like, you live in the North Pole, and all of a sudden you get sent to Hawaii, and you can't believe how wonderful and green and warm it is, and how you can go outside and enjoy the outdoors without being threatened with constant death from the cold. And then all of a sudden you just have to go back to the North Pole. Like, that's what this feels like for me. It's like I was used to the North Pole, so to speak, right, being in the office previously, and so that's all I knew. But now that I've felt something different, it's kind of torturous. Like, so it's really frustrating. And, you know, hey, I'd be willing to meet the company as well, even though I think it's pointless. Like, I mean, whatever. Stick me in the office 3 days a week. I mean, that's still way too much, but, I mean, give me something. Yeah, no, it's just frustrating. And then they sent out this big thing asking us all to help them save money because, of course, the inflation's hurting their profit. And normally, you know, like I'm all for helping the company, right? I mean, they employ me, that kind of stuff. I don't mind helping the company, but it's like you're asking me to help you save money while you force me back into an office where you have to pay to keep the office open, and you're building a new campus, a really expensive one that none of us want and none of us want to work in, and you're asking me how to save money. Well, there's your several $100 million right there. Stop building it. Like, you can save some money real quick. Real quick. Stop building it and sell the land. Boom. Money. Anyway, enough about me. How are you all doing? Are you all enjoying Warhammer 3? Here, let's put a poll up. I'm going to start a poll as we get people joining in. So, is Warhammer 3 a proper sequel now? I'm going to add an option here. I'm going to have yes. I'm going to have a no. And then I'm going to have close. And then let's add one more option here. Not even close. How about that? All right, so I'm going to put this poll up. You all tell me what you think. Get up there and vote on the poll. I'll leave it up for a while. As people come in, we'll leave it up and let people vote for a while, and then I'll share it later. Because we'll probably have people cycling through. Oh, also, YouTube just reminded me that now would be a good time to insert an ad. So here is an ad from tonight's sponsor. Tonight's sponsor is Patchy. And you see, Patchy is incompetent, and that's where he came from, right, in the Austria campaign. But he loves you all, and he sponsored this stream. He sold his own Patchy clothing. He's literally going around in nothing now but a dirty loincloth. And he had to sacrifice all of his money for medicine. His family's starving. But Patchy loves you all so much that he sponsored the stream tonight with his last bit of money. So everybody thank tonight's stream, or tonight's stream sponsor, Patchy. So there's your advertisement for tonight. So thanks for the reminder, YouTube. I think it's funny. Like, YouTube wants me to click a button and make you all submit to ads during the stream. It's like, why would I do that? Like, am I just trying to lower my audience? Like, I don't get that. It's like, sure, that might make me some money, but that's just stupid. Yeah, here, let me click this button and make you all watch a bunch of stupid ads, because everybody loves that, right? It's like when you're watching Hulu or Netflix or something else, and it's like you just want to watch your show, and it keeps popping up ads, and you just want to strangle someone. In any case, yeah, there you go. Patchy is tonight's sponsor. Anyway, let's get things started. If you want to join, we're going to do some battles tonight. We're going to be playing multiplayer in Warhammer 3. I've got a poll up, so if you're just joining, make sure and go vote in the poll. It's in the chat. The poll is taking a look at what you all think. Is Warhammer a proper sequel now? So you all go check it out, okay? Make sure you vote in the poll. We'll wait a while. The salt bot is working. If you want to know how much salt you have, you can earn salt, by the way, by just watching the stream. Salt pennies. This is like an in-stream currency that's just kind of for fun and loyalty and stuff. So you can type in an exclamation point and salt in the chat. So exclamation point salt, and you'll find out how much salt you have. You can do the exclamation point and gamble, and then put a space and how much you want to gamble. You can gamble your salt. You can see you can get the most salt, okay? I think you earn more by chatting. And, of course, you earn more with, like, Super Chat, subscribe. But you all don't have to do that. I'm just stating what gives it to you. So this isn't me telling you have to go do that stuff. Just sit here, have fun, chat, right? It'll be the easiest and quickest way to earn you some salt. And you can have a good time with it. I think you can even, like, challenge other people to a duel if you do the exclamation point and duel. But in any case, let's get the stream started here. I'm going to go into the options. I'm going to set my graphics options to medium. And I would ask that you all do the same. I'm going to go back in here. This game is balanced for the ultra unit sizes, unfortunately, which is going to make dealing with, let's see, unit size. I'm going to put it back to ultra. Okay, let's apply these changes. All right, so make sure to set your game to medium or low, because this helps with lag a great deal when we're playing the battle. So please don't forsake this. Go in here. Click your drop down, put it on low or medium. This will help us a whole lot. I have a really fancy machine and I still do it, so just helps us make sure we don't get lagged. I'm gonna go in and host some battles. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the first one up. Let's do a 2v2. I don't think I've played a 2v2 land battle here. So the game name is going to be Heirs Battle, and the password is going to be 1. Very easy. I make it very difficult for you, huh? So there you go. Game name is Heirs Battle, password is 1. All right, so let's see here. I'm gonna host up. I need to open up some. No, it's there. So it's set up for 2v2, a land battle 2v2. So y'all can start joining. Looks like we already got Ghost King and Gentle Rat. Appreciate both of you joining. Oliver, thanks for the 5. He says, just wanted to make sure that Patchy did in fact get his money by exploiting his peasants. Yes, absolutely. I mean, Patchy is very poor himself because he was a poor peasant, but he also doesn't mind exploiting others. That's where he gets his sole source of income. He's not only an individual that you can look down on with a lot of pity, but he's also quite merciless. So I think he's all things, in fact, to all people. He's greater than legend. He was born in the Austrian campaign and moved straight into our hearts and has never left. And anybody who hasn't been around since the Austrian campaign is probably confused as crap right now. Oliver, thanks for the 5. Appreciate you being here tonight. Thanks for the support. We need one more. If someone wants to come and join in, the game is open. It is called Heirs Battle. The password is 1. So we are in Warhammer 3. Please come and join us. You all let me know if you can't see the game. Oh, there we go. We got Shrewds. All right, so for the first game here, how about let's just have fun? I think the only rule is going to be that I'm going to have unit caps on. So yeah, that's going to be about it. Unit caps on, and we'll do ultra unit scale, default funds. I just need to go find us a map. Let us do... The Altdorf Outskirts is a pretty fun map here. Let's do this one. All right. So I'm going to go back to my army setup, and I need to get my army blocker turned on. But yeah, that's the only rules. Pick whatever faction you want. We won't theme this one. Let's just play a 2v2 and have a good time. I also hate that CA got rid of the in-game chat. Like, it's so hard to communicate. Like, you have to go to a Discord, which I could do, but then I'm also trying to stream, and so I'll probably wait for now. Poor SAP says, or poor staff, are you going to finish the Tzeentch campaign? Probably not. Like, almost no one was watching it. It's in the realms of chaos, which no one likes. So what I'm going to do is, rather than me playing like really long-form campaigns, because almost no one ends up watching it by the end, I'm going to keep doing like what I did with Kolek and Carl, where I do a few episodes of a campaign, and we go have some fun with it. Or I'll be doing something like with the Grombrindle campaign, where I played ahead and then bring you all in mid-game and show you what it's going like. That way I can rotate through a lot of campaigns. Now, it doesn't mean I'll never play a whole campaign again, but I am going to limit it a lot, and that way I have flexibility to move around. So for instance, you're asking me whether I'd finish the Tzeentch campaign. Rather than finishing that old one that almost no one wants to see at this point, I could just play some more Tzeentch campaign, and we could do it with Village, right? So we could revisit Tzeentch, but with Village this time. So that's my thought process on how I'm going to have the campaigns work. I got to resize this army blocker. I might have to have Warner made this for me. Life may be too busy for him to make me a new one, but this is a Warhammer 2 themed army blocker I'll have up here, but you will, it'll work anyway. I'll use it to block the screen. Actually, I want you all to be able... Okay, yeah, you can see the factions people are picking over to the left. You know what? I'm on ogres. Let's just play ogres. I don't think I've played a lot of ogres, so let's do it. Ogres it is. Got a lot of folks joining in. If you are just joining in, feel free to go check out the poll that is in the chat. It's me trying to get a feel for what you all think. The current state of Warhammer 3. Is it a proper sequel? Yes, no, close, or not even close. Make sure to go vote on that. Appreciate everybody who's joining. It is fantastic to see you all here. We're going to be playing some fun casual battles tonight. Or, I mean, if you want to be all sweaty, feel free to come in and sweat us out. I mean, whatever you want to do. we're just here to have some fun. But, you know, I guess we can't fault you for just kicking us all in the butt. So here we go. I get my army picked here. Some units picked here. Oh, whoops. I still sometimes manage to get myself really confused by the new UI. I like the new UI. It's just that I'm still so used to others that like I'll find myself clicking the wrong stuff. Yeah, the new UI going into the battles is different, and I swear that I constantly manage to screw it up. Let's see. So we are up against the Warriors of Chaos and Skaven. I do have unit caps turned on. That's pretty much the only... Oh, let's do this. Okay. All right, let's get the rest of my army picked here. Skaven could bring a lot of artillery against us. That could be tricky. Skaven's not going to have an easy time stopping the mass of the ogres or the infantry, the beastmen, but then you got Warriors of Chaos behind it, which could potentially provide a really heavily armored spine to that type of thing, so it's going to be interesting, to say the least. Army set up here. Let's see. Almost there, folks. Almost there. All right, I got something I'm ready to try. There we go. Right, I gotta turn off my blocker. Protocol! You beautiful human, how are you? Thank you for the 25, Protocol. You are amazing. He says, Air, I have played more Warhammer 3 since IE came out than I have in the entirety of the game's release. Me too. Me too. He says, absolutely loving it, other than some minor gripes around disconnects in multiplayer campaigns and faction events not popping up. How are you? I'm good, Protocol. Thanks for asking. Busy but good. Hope you are well too. I love this Star Drake that I have on my shelf every day. I look at it. I'm proud of it, so appreciate it. Hey, and speaking of which, I was painting Mrs. Air's army. So I don't know, maybe I can actually learn how to play the game soon and get some stuff to you all. But yeah, thank you to everybody who has joined. It is fantastic to have you here. Protocol, I wanted to say, like, what he mentions about IE. I'm the same way. I have some gripes about it. There's some things, like, towers are still off. Minor settlements, I think, are an improvement from having no minor settlements. I've seen a couple of interesting ideas. One person mentioned having the option to sally out from the minor settlement if you're the defending faction and attack them on open ground. I think that should be an option that's added to the game. You can fight in the settlement or you can fight out of it. And then what CA can do, and I'm sure modders will start it first as soon as they release like an assembly kit that has like the map modding tools and all that stuff. I'm sure modders will start it first. They'll start to come up with solutions to like towers, barricades, all that other kind of stuff. And I've heard some good ideas on it. Personally, I think towers should be able to be built one time, and that's it. Like one time, one and done. And then I think another, like speaking to what Protocol's talking about here with things that you like or don't like about Immortal Empires, the minor settlements need to have more map variety, and the maps need to be built for the faction who's defending them. Right now, you have a lot of copy-paste. You know, we had a lot of that in Warhammer 2. Eventually, they added more maps to the game, and then they added the map editor, and then you could download big custom map packs, which I used to do a lot. It was fun. We definitely need maps designed to where if a player decides to fight a defensive battle, that those maps are designed for the faction defending it. So Bretonnia fighting on all these little tight choke points where you can't maneuver cavalry is not how they would play. That's not how Bretonnia would design a fort or defend a fort. I don't know what that looks like. Like, I don't live in Bretonnia, I never have, right? So what I'm getting at is that we need to see some more specific design there. And I think that it would help a great deal. In terms of making the game more fun. But that's my opinion. You all may have thoughts on things that you think need to be tweaked or changed. Would love to see you all sharing some of those ideas. I've already had some really good ideas come up in the comments on my videos as of recent where we've been talking about things. And Immortal Empires is a beta. I think it's a mostly finished product, which is why we're all playing it and having fun. It is, however, at the end of the day, still a beta. And CA is still looking to tweak it. They themselves mentioned in a statement they put out that they're going to be adding more in-game scenarios over time, and that made me really excited because that was one of the things that I would have wanted them to do. The in-game scenarios are cool. Now they just need more of them and more options around it, and it sounds like that's what they're going to do. So that's exciting. That's going to make it much better as time goes on. And there could be more stuff, you know, more things we're going to get over time. So I'm very much looking forward to it. I think that it's, like I said, going to be a lot of good stuff coming over time. I think it's going to be a lot like Warhammer 2, where the game just gets better and better and better with every update. And I think sometimes we forget just how many updates Warhammer 2 had and how long it took it to come along. But yeah, I'm excited. I think it's in a good place. The game is much, much more fun than it was previously, and like I can't stop playing it. I play Warhammer 3 in basically any free game time that I have because the game is very fun. And that's a good sign, in my opinion. Definitely a good sign. Alright, so the battle is about to get started. Alright.
Bring us meat!
Alright, I'll give this a go.
My tribe stands together! Cavalry! Biggest in the tribe!
Alright, I'm ready. I mean, we'll see how ready I actually am, but I think I'm ready.
Bring me
I'll move up here quickly to support the beastmen who are making aggressive moves here.
They planning to start losing now.
Warriors, Chaos Warriors, Mirror Guards.
Carve them!
Woohoo! That lightning cannon hurts.
Tyrant of the tribe!
It hurts a lot.
Boss on the move! Win Sapa! Mulfang Cavalry! Biggest in the tribe!
Oh, they see me.
Mulfang Cavalry!
I was like, oh, maybe I can ambush him. No, he already sees me.
Alright!
The gig is up.
Follow the Moor's call!
Alright, we're going to try and overpower Chaos here. Skaven is kind of sitting back skirmishing. I'll fall back with a couple of these units here. Kind of pull this way.
Spear 'em! Killing time!
hoping we can kind of quickly overpower Chaos in this vicinity. A little bit of lag going on right now. It's not ideal. It's chosen the blaster gun here.
Serve the others! Off we go! Let's go, boys! Man, chum!
I'm gonna go throw some weight at the Skaven.
Tyrant moving! Priest of the volcano!
Get some good shots here onto that.
Me!
Let's fall back at it. We got a nice charge. Let's pull back in.
Follow the Morse call!
Oh yeah, we're getting some real good hits on that great weapon.
Hungry!
Alright, we just cleared this out.
When do we eat?
Push through there. We got a burning head going over here. Kind of hoping we'll be able to just single out Chaos player we deployed on his flank. So far, so good.
Follow the Morse call!
I'm holding some units in reserve because I just don't want to overcommit one spot or another. We can engage those guys point blank, so I'm going to go ahead and start firing at some other expensive units. Iron Blaster. What's going on over here? Prince Sigvald. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts. What's the range look like on that lightning cannon? It's pretty long.
Tribe on the move!
I wonder if I can... I don't want to just start trying to shoot that lightning cannon.
Bullfang cavalry!
There is a lot of lag right now. The game is having some trouble. Alright, let's push up a little here.
Find them and kill them! Here we go! Fire belly moving!
A little bit of burning pain over there.
Bullfang cavalry!
It's gonna risk some pretty big damage to me, but I'm gonna come in pushing pretty hard here.
If I got her! Looking for me!
See if we can cause some damage here. Where's my tyrant? Let's get my tyrant up here. Let's throw a little extra weight around.
Gonna crush him! Bullfang cavalry!
Let's see if we can get that warp lightning cannon. There are some rat ogres. Gonna have to watch out for them, but the Skaven don't have a lot of mass, and I'm kind of hoping to just bowl through them here and do some damage. See, now I'll go ahead and fall back into this fight.
Reckon so! Take it all! Cavalry!
Yeah, see, now we'll try and fall back through some of our own troops. Let's keep messing with these horsemen. They're set to skirmish. What happened to my cannon? That's not what I want. Get out of here, get out of here. Come on over here. Okay, where's my Mornfang cavalry? Let's keep them rolling. Let's not sit still. Let's get over here. Bring these units back from routing. Get them into action.
Run for it! Survivor of fire!
See if the Skaven are paying attention right there.
Fury!
They weren't.
We go! Ogres
Got them a little bit flat-footed with that one. They did move their triad, which was a nice dodge.
Ogres!
Power bar is showing pretty even. My Beastman ally, I think, struggled a little bit over here.
Boss says so!
It's the Skaven.
Crunch their skulls!
Kind of stuck against Eshin triads here.
Guts out, boys!
It's not a great trade for us to be making.
We's ogre mates! Killing time!
I think the triads have the Weeping Blade, so we'll want to keep our distance from that best we can.
Biggest
Now,
in
let's
the
get out of here.
tribe!
Do a little body blocking here.
Consider it done!
Got a Chaos Sorcerer behind us.
Thundering forth! When supper!
come back here and chaos a little. Need to get my leaders away from here. Siggy's coming.
Moonfang cavalry.
I don't want my cannon killed. I'm gonna fall back for a minute and try and keep that alive, because it's a relatively quick cannon. Oh, did my leader get gooned? He did. He was mostly fine, and then got gooned all of a sudden. And Sigvald came in there. That's really frustrating.
Scarper.
Ow, that hurt quite a lot.
Find the mill.
That hurts. Hurt a great deal.
Moonfang cavalry. They're dead.
And that may have been somewhat decisive here. I don't know for sure yet.
This way.
Did I get my cannon back to safety? We did. We did get the cannon to safety. Keep pulling units back in. I mean, I like what I'm seeing, I think. I think we've got potential to do this. I'm really upset about my tyrant running off and getting gooned to death, but I've got some other units here that are doing quite well. And I managed to just get the warp lightning cannon, so that's huge. And at this point, I've still got a lot of other units on the map. My tyrant came back. I think we got this. Forgot to use that explosion earlier. Siggy's still chasing us, but let's just ignore Siggy and take out all the chaff, and then he will get his comeuppance. In fact, I can go ahead and target him with iron. Well, the Iron Blaster probably won't do much against Sigvald, to be fair, but it's one thing I like about the Iron Blaster. I didn't do a great job taking care of it, but it probably got its value in this game just because of those shots into the Chosen with dual weapons. Like, we probably managed it just right there.
Volcanoes might. Their dinner. Rampage. Drive on the move.
All right. Let's see how we're doing here. The Skaven infantry should be running away here soon. I'm surprised those plague monks are lasting as long as they did. Sigvald is being a pain in the butt, as one would expect. He is an excellent duelist, and he is quite tough. Steep up him a little. Got rid of those Skaven. And our cannon gets some bonus versus infantry. Bring it in and work on him. There we go. Alright, so 2v2, 1 from tonight. So we got in a fun 2v2 there. Ogres and Beastmen bringing their best wild into the fight. Thank you to everybody who is watching. It's great to have you here tonight. Make sure to check out the poll I've got on the chat. It tells us a little bit more about what you're thinking on the current state of Warhammer 3. I was discussing earlier when Protocol dropped by that I am enjoying it a lot. He said he was too. I think most of you all probably are. There's definitely stuff for them to still polish and work on. And we'll continue discussing that as we go through. Let's look at some of my units. My Tyrant was terrible. Or wait a minute. No, wait. So I was controlling the Tyrant. Okay, I was terrible with my Tyrant. We did okay with the Iron Blaster. It was still alive in the end. Did all right with the Fire Belly. Did decent with the Mournfang Cavalry. These were kind of like my poor man's crushers for this matchup, and I brought them because I knew Chaos probably wasn't likely to bring a lot of cavalry, and even if they did, the Mournfang Cavalry was anti-armor, and I didn't need to bring crushers and spend all that money in one thing. Like, so I tried to spread my money out, which gave me the ability to get a hold of these Iron Guts, which did come in handy at pounding down some of that heavily armored Chaos infantry, so that was worth it. And then the rest of my Monstrous Infantry was focused on dual weapons, which I thought would be the best against like Skaven. They're also decent against Chaos just because they get a bonus versus infantry. And then of course some chaff with the Nobblers. You can't really have an Ogre army without chaff. The Gentle Rat here doing a nice job. He actually had 0 value with Malagor, but that may have been like a specific play. I don't know. You had Gorbel, who did really well in that fight. His Jabber Scythe got some really nice value, as did the Eye of Morslib, and his Centigores really cleaned some kills up here. They must have really been after those rats. His infantry was struggling against Chaos, but then he was able to get some value out of the Ungor Raiders, so that was nice. And then Rip Shrewds in here with Sigvald. Sigvald is a tough character, probably as tough as he's been at any point in the game so far. And these Chosen of Khorne with dual weapons, don't underestimate these units. I think you all saw what they could do in that last domination match I showed on my channel where they had over 500 kills against the vampires. These guys are tough, and that's the reason why I was shooting them with the cannon. And even though I shot them down to about 60% health with the cannon, they still managed to clean up 1,066 value. And then we had the Severed Claw here. The Fire Sorcerer got some good spell drops on us. And then he had the Mirror Guard here, which it looks like they struggled to get the value. Some of these Chaos Warriors got a fair number of kills. I don't know if it was Beastmen or the Chaff from my army. Let's take a Ghost King's army. Yeah, I'm not surprised the Warp Lightning Cannon was doing well. There was big targets all over the battlefield. It took me a long time to kill it, so nice job there. Snitch, not a huge value here. The Skaven Infantry was vulnerable to my Ogres, which is what I was hoping. The Triads are a good pick, though. They're going to really bog you down. The Weeping Blades take away your armor and make you much more vulnerable to the rest of the Skaven attack. So you really got to watch those units, so a nice pick there. Anyway, fun battle. Thanks to those who joined this first one. So I'm going to continue here and drop back in. And if you all want to join the next one, it looks like we've already got one new player in. If you want to join, let me do this. This player here with the kind of face, it doesn't have a name, but I'm going to back out of the battle. Feel free to rejoin. I'm just going to show people the name. I wasn't trying to boot you. I apologize. Please rejoin. But I'm going to host a new battle. It's Heir's Battle. The password is 1. I just wanted everybody to be able to see this, okay? So password's 1. We'll do another 2v2 real quick. So Heir's Battle, password's 1. Make sure to join in. I'm going to go ahead and go pick another map. Did the Altdorf Outskirts. Let's find... That one's a good domination map. I don't know how it's going to play out in land battle. We reach river. This one's a good 2v2 map. Should be good. Short-ended straw. Thanks for joining. Whatever player was here before that didn't really have the name, just had the face of the name, please rejoin us. Yep, there you are. Great. We got you back. And then we've got Nanayori. Thanks for joining in. We'll do the same thing here. Yeah, the only rules that we'll have is we'll play unit caps. You all pick whatever factions you want. The map is Blue Reach River, which has a little bit of woods. Should be partly open in the middle. Decent ranges, so it should allow for different types of gameplay. So good luck and have fun to you. Pick, like I said, pick the factions that you like. I did Ogre Kingdoms on the last one, so I need to pick a new race. I think I'm going to go with my beloved Kislev. I haven't played them much recently. I really like Kislev. Obviously, the roster is not as well filled out as the Game 1 and 2 factions, but they are still quite fun to play, so I will play as Kislev. I'm going to get my army blocker up so I can pick here. You all should still be able to see over there on the left-hand side, though, what factions we have. It's a 2v2 land battle. Could we see an Orc Wa, is what Steve wants to... You know what, Steve? Sure. I'll play Kislev next time. I'll give you a green skin Wa. Alright, so I'll go ahead and play green skins for Steve. I gotta pick a color scheme. I love being able to pick the different color schemes. I know you can't... I think you can see it when I switch it there, yeah. Let's play... It's a good orc color here for us. I'm gonna do the Tusked Suns here. Good red color scheme. Looks like my teammate Nanayori is going Wood Elves, and we are up against the Short-Ended Straws of Warriors of Chaos. And I'm just gonna say the face here with Tomb Kings. Tomb Kings is still an excellent faction. Warriors of Chaos, you know, a solid faction. Wood Elves, you know, can be really good too, depending what they're up against. So we should have some fun here. Should have some fun. Gotta think about this pick for a minute. How I want to play this one. Sorry, just get my army pick. Give me just a second here. Working through this one. try for this. All right. I could spend all night picking, which is obviously boring, so... There we go. Turn the army blocker off. Thank you, everybody who's joined in tonight. It is great having you here. Hope you're enjoying the battles. I get to some of the comments here. Yeah, I got the Orc Walk coming for Steven. What are you all thinking of the game? Get over in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking of the game. Let's get some comments out there on things you think need to be fixed, campaigns you're enjoying, what you've played so far, favorite units, how you like the DLC, things you think CA needs to fix. Let's throw some stuff in the chat so we can have a bit of a conversation about it. Moonlit Fairy says, "Hey Air, just playing a Tzeentch campaign, so I've been watching your Kairos campaign." Well, a lot has changed since I started that Kairos campaign, and mostly for the better. So you've got new units as Tzeentch, which should make things a lot more fun. I was already using a mod back in that one to bring in some Warriors of Chaos, which you no longer need because Tzeentch got some much-needed units. So that should be a huge benefit to you. Hope you're enjoying that Tzeentch campaign. See, Steven says, needs sea battles. Yeah, I mean, that would be absolutely amazing if they could bring in, what they call it, Dreadfleet? I want to say there's like 2 games that Games Workshop did where it had the naval battles, but yeah, that would be absolutely sick. I don't know that we'll ever get it. One can hope. One can hope. See, Phosphor says, Daniel definitely needs to be improved, in my opinion, needs proper skill tree, better items. Seems so lackluster compared to Warrior Chaos. I haven't played the Demon Prince in the new one. What do you all think of Phosphor's comment there? How are you finding the Demon Prince now, or as everybody likes to call him, just Daniel? Let's see. Leon says, Chaos Ever Chosen was more fun than I ever thought it would be. Nurgle needs bug fixes with their plagues. I haven't messed with Nurgle yet, but there could be bugs on the plagues. I'll tell you a couple things that I've enjoyed with Nurgle. Festus is just such a godsend for Nurgle, because Nurgle was just gosh-awful boring to play previously. Like, bland roster, bland play style, like, bland fights, and Total War is all about fights, and so adding in the Warriors of Chaos amongst Nurgle was huge, and the new units, giving them the Marauder Horsemen, there's a bunch of changes that just made Nurgle way more tolerable to play. So I think that was very much needed. See, Leonidas says they need to redo the campaign for Realms of Chaos, make getting the souls just battles against other factions in that race, have Realms of Chaos as part of the main map. I think it could be interesting to add a Realm of Chaos mechanic into Immortal Empires that is optional, right? That people can venture into the Realms of Chaos and battle with those forces of Chaos in order to, like, obtain epic items. So I think that could be a fun thing to add into Immortal Empires that would kind of tie in some of the work they already did. I don't know, I like that idea. Arena Emperor says, Demon Prince is okay, but even when you spec him in an extreme direction, he never beats any hero specialized. He can't take Scarbrand even if you spec for that, for example. Okay, so it sounds like he's the jack of all trades and the master of none, and thus it ends up being a bit of a mess. Grimgor. Alright, I've got Dawa, folks. This one's for you, Steve. I've got Dawa.
Here we go.
Honestly, I think I'm going to kind of focus. Probably shouldn't say what it is I'm planning to do, huh?
We're the Green Tide. Boys. Choppers ready.
Don't know how our enemies are going to deploy, of course.
The war is here. Begins.
Got a little lag. Hopefully it doesn't last. Great if we can get it to clear up.
Simon. Simon. Who can I clobber? Choppers ready!
Okay. I'm gonna roll like this. So I am ready.
Dick's neck needs blood!
I hate that there's no in-game chat, so CA please. Good luck, have fun to all the players. We got the Wa and Orion's Hunt. Alright, this is kind of good. They went ahead and spread out. We're focused on this flank, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see Sword into Straw take off running towards his teammates. If he doesn't soon, then he will lose the option. We'll see. Alright, here comes some Marauder horses. Yeah, looks like Tomb King is deployed to the other side. We got here Chosen of Nurgle. Wow, small, very elite army here with Festus the Leech Lord. Interesting. So Festus can heal a ton of his own units very quickly, and he can also mortis your units quite effectively. So we'll have to be aware and watch for that. We've got Chaos Knights moving up on us. This army is looking very small, but it is also very elite. There's some Chosen Nurgle with great weapons, so they're, yeah, very small, very elite army here.
Say my name! Say my name!
Alright, just taking a look at something there real quick. We got a spell about to drop.
Ready? Run, boys!
Trying to move out of the way a little bit there.
I'll show 'em! Oh, what's that? Better get better! Biggest, brutalest orc!
Alright, there's lots of chaos rolling in here.
Time for slaughtering!
Alright, let's get moving some reinforcements in.
Dick's neck needs blood! Wardy! Basham!
Let's go, lads! Some more!
Joe T, thanks for being a member for 39 months. It has been a while. Glad to be back in the stream finally. Thank you, Joe T, for all of the support. It is awesome. Very much appreciate you. I've got Grimgore going ham on Festus. If I can get lucky, pin him down here, I'm hoping maybe I can just kill him super fast.
Run, boys!
And we can power our way straight through here. Where's my Wa-O-meter?
Time for slaughtering! Spell smash! We'll do this!
Oh, do it, do it, do it, do it! Did not end up doing very much. Dang. I was trying to place it back a little farther because I was worried about how much friendly fire it was going to do, and then it basically just ended up doing nothing.
Let's do this!
Sad me.
Moving fast!
Well, the good thing is we got Festus well under control.
Bash 'em! Shifting! Nice bit of
See.
scrapping!
Do I not get a Wa? Where's the Wa?
I'm the best!
Am I missing something? I don't even see an army ability. Is that a bug? Or is this like a new really crappy feature?
Moving fast!
If you choose a sub-faction, the Wa meter doesn't show up sometimes. Oh, that's good to know. Thanks, Shrewd. What a mess. Well, there's one thing we can add to the list of things that CA needs to fix. And I'm quite certain that they're probably aware of that, but...
Moving fast! Shifting!
Alright, we got rid of Festus. So that's something.
The kids!
Take it. comes a kitty cat.
Run, boys! Bring us to battle! Moving fast!
Looks like we're charging. Let's go meet Mr. Cat.
Book says it.
Try and chase Festus off. That is awesome. Like, they just don't give me a wah. That's fantastic. Let's pull our trolls back for a minute and see if we can heal them.
Slower! I'm gonna stop him!
Alright, yeah, I've got Festus dealt with here. So we should be able to get him out and never let him back. Oh, the Hyro Titan's getting owned by the Wood Elves. He's got a lot of Starfire shafts. Holy cow. Rest in pieces, you sweet Hyro Titan. He got a Wood Elf greeting that I'm sure they would love to forget.
Time for slaughtering!
And this Elite Chaos army is tough. It is becoming difficult for me to get rid of them. That was a nice spell there by Cetra, but Cetra is going to be quite perishable
Choppers out!
if he doesn't get some support. I'm going to countercharge these Nehekara warriors. Get hit by... They got affected by something. Tell what it is, though. Just got hit by a big old bombardment there. Is his stuff still leeching me? Oh, what a screw job. We're getting leeched by Festus even though he's running away. That sucks. Alright, well, I lost my support right here, so that's not good. And I lost my Orc Shaman too because I wasn't paying attention. This Elite Chaos army, like, it was looking pretty good at first. Not looking so hot at the moment. And now I'm getting bombarded by Tomb Kings, so that is also very less than ideal. Got a few units back here, though, so let's pull him in. Let's be careful with Grimgore. We don't want to get him killed. That's not our objective. Let's pull him back for a minute. Send our trolls in here, let them do some work. We've let them heal a little. We pulled them out of the fight where they were against that Havoc. Okay, we got to get unblobbed right here. We're getting crapped on by that catapult. What, really? That Lich Priest wants a piece of Grimgore? Like, I'm down. Wow, man, those trolls got KO'd by the Chosen of Nurgle right there. Alright, yeah, that Lich Priest decided against that fight, and well, he should have. That was a fight that he was not going to win. You know what would be nice, CA? Like, having a Wah. You know what? Like, just saying. A Wah would be appreciated. Chase that unit off so we don't have to deal with it anymore.
We're the grain time. Let's get on.
Alright. Got units moving back in. Grimgore is still being chased by a whole heck of a lot of Nehekara warriors. Let's get him free for a moment.
Wanna kill something?
Alright, Durthu is coming to our aid. Looks like we are surviving over here pretty darn well, so I think we can pull this off because my Wood Elf teammate is looking like he's in pretty good shape. Let's get these Chaos Warriors quick charge so we can help knock them out of the fight. My Trolls are getting a lot of heals in here. They continue to pursue Grimgore. Boy, these Nehekara Warriors really want a piece of Grimgore. And I don't blame them. They do get a bonus versus them because Grimgore does not count as large. He counts as infantry. So they do get a bonus in that case. Go help take out those. Well, no reason to blob up that way. Put that down for the moment. Let's pull this way. Really want to keep Grimgore alive. We got the Blackwork big boss over here helping for the moment. Let's militate kitty Cetra and his cat here.
Attack! Ready!
Alright, so we might be able to trap Cetra in this. I don't think he's going to love this fight because Grimgor is going to punch pretty hard here. Cavalry moving.
Where's the scrap? Shifting!
Back here. Got another stone troll back here. Let's pull the stone troll in. Yeah, these guys chasing off a unit of Chaos Warriors, the Great Weapon should be worth.
What's that?
Let's put a charge into that Chosen Nurgle. That Chosen Nurgle is going to be so tough. So it looks like we're going to be able to pretty much get rid of Cetra here. Almost. He got away from us. Let's wait before we charge that Chosen. Let's actually go chase this thing off. Let's be smart with our assets here. Take out that Lich Priest. Okay, that unit shattered, so no need to chase. Let's go after this Chosen and Nurgle. Looks like the enemy leadership is falling apart. There we go. B2 number 2. GG. That Chaos Army was tough. Like, real tough. And I'm not shocked. I mean, it looked tough from the outset. Festus being able to leech me after he routes, that was a pain in the butt. Because he did a lot of damage to those units that were trying to chase him down. But at least we were able, like, he didn't have the protection he needed in that vicinity. He needed something with some mass to block for him. Festus is a real mess to get rid of. He is somewhat susceptible to sniping and, you know, being dueled out like that as well. So he has to have some body blocking. But he is a solid pick, and I think it's the right pick if you're going to be playing, you know, a Nurgle type of army here for Short End of the Straw. Definitely like Festus. Though, I mean, I do think that as much as I like Festus better, that Kugath is still very much a possibility as well. These Chosen were so tough, man. Look at this Chosen and Nurgle here. They had 1906 value. They weren't anywhere near dead either. Like, this was such a tough unit. So he had some very strong units here. Another Chosen with Nurgle with Great Weapon. That unit was at 1692 and still very much alive. It was just the army losses that routed him. These are some, yeah, these are some legit units here that he's bringing. Those are tough. And let's check out Cetra the Imperishable here. He was in a little bit over his head with Grimgor, and his army got singled out by coming all the way around that lake. I think what our opponents should have done was quickly tried to form up on each other, and then used that Casket of Souls to bombard the ever-loving snot out of Nanayori's archers, and his archers did very well. And the Casket is very good against the archers, and would have also been good against Eternal Guard, but better value against the archers for sure. Earthu did well. He was barely touched by the end of that. So definitely appreciate Nanayori helping me hold up there, because overall I was losing to Festus. Despite the fact that we killed Festus and ran him off, his army was going to kill me. Like, if that was a 1v1, his army kills me. I can't finish that. Simpleman70, thanks for being a member for 2 months. He says, hey, Air, any chance we might see some Rome Remastered on Sundays again? Well, that's a good point. We should break out some Rome Remastered. Maybe I'll do some of that. Thanks for the reminder, and thanks for being a channel member. Air choppy. Yeah, we didn't have our Wa, which really sucks. We needed that, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to rehost another one. Let's do 3v3 will probably just get really laggy. I know people don't love Domination Battle, so we won't do that, because I usually whenever I put a Domination Battle, people don't like it. Let's see here. Alright, so yeah, Air's Battle, Passwords 1, come join in. Sorry, I had to go ban a sex bot in the chat because it's apparently just a bridge too far for YouTube to ban that stuff by themselves. I mean, they can flag your video for 10 seconds of Disney music in a country second. They are all over you like flies on stink. If you have like 1 second of someone's copyrighted music in your video, even if it's beneath your talking and all the game sound and everything else, you're going down. They will give all your money to that big record company. They will do it instantly. they will ban you. But sex bots and scams, you know, whatever. We'll get to it when we get to it. Having a thumbnail that's more than 2 megabytes, whatever. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I love YouTube. Like, You can rejoin, by the way. If you've already joined and you want to join again, go ahead. Let's just fill the games up and have fun. So feel free to jump in. Let's pick a new map. Do another one here. What's this one? I don't know. That one doesn't look great. We'll try this one. It's called Baron's Bluff. We'll see if it's any good. I am going to play as Kislev this time. It looks like the Gentle Rat is going Demons of Chaos. I'm going to roll with my beloved Ice People. Ghost King is repping Bretonnia on the Bretonnia map, and then Rip Shrewd's bringing in the Dawi. So, like, fun stuff. I'm going to change Kislev banner just for fun here. What do we get? Ice Court is 2 plain. Gestalten's is kind of colorless. Let's do... We'll go with this one here. The Bear. Oh, Gentle Rat's going Vampire Coast. So that'll be interesting. We're going to have Coast with the most. And then Kislev. Let's put the army blocker up, and I'll go ahead and start working on an army here. It looks like Ghost King is actually going to go Lizardmen. It may have just defaulted him to Bretonnia. And he's saying he'll play whatever. So if you'll have something... It always like defaulted me to Bretonnia for the longest time. I'm not sure if it's still doing it, but... Frosty cereal. That's right. Simple Man. Thank you so much for the 10. He says, just want to give a little more support. Here's a fun little question as well. If Alexander and Hannibal met on the battlefield, who the victor? You know, that is a fantastic question. I've thought about that one quite a bit myself. I haven't studied Alexander in great depth. I read a book or two on Hannibal, though I wouldn't say I'm like a scholar on Hannibal by any means, and it's been a very long time since I've read said books. But that is an interesting question. Personally, like, if I'm looking at Carthage's history and, like, just seeing how much Carthage was really good at losing military battles in a spectacular fashion. Hannibal was, like, the only one where that wasn't the case. He was, like, the one sole exception for Carthage that was capable of winning battles. If it was, let's say, Macedon had invaded Carthage, if that's the case, I think Alexander the Great rolls straight through. Even if Hannibal's the commander, he probably rolls him, because I just don't know, with that type of commander like Alexander was, and with the professional army that he had and how battle-hardened they were, I don't know how you really defend that as Carthage with an army of mercenaries. I just don't think it's happening. I think Hannibal may ultimately have been the better strategist, based on what we see from him. And, you know, if you had Hannibal in charge of a grand phalanx like Alexander had, that could be very interesting to see what Hannibal could have ever done with a professional army. But yeah, I don't know, like, and even supposedly when talking to Scipio, Hannibal answered this question saying that he didn't necessarily think he was greater than Alexander, but that he was better than Scipio, which is funny because I think Scipio had defeated him. I don't know if that banter is actually true. That's, of course, you know, just something we were told that they said. But I would have to go probably Alexander. Even though I really like Hannibal and respect him, I don't see how even Hannibal overcomes that battle-hardened professional army with the figurehead like Alexander. Now, to Hannibal's credit, though, I mean, he did beat the ever-loving crap out of Rome for over a decade. And that was not an easy feat to do, and not many people accomplished that. But I'm still going to give that one to Alexander if I had to make a pick. Arena Emperor says, Hannibal made great use of the tools he had, but his tools were bad. Alexander had a great army composition, and he used them well. Exactly. Exactly. Now, I tell you what would be interesting. Of course, it's already even more fiction than Alexander and Hannibal meeting on the field of battle. If you take that fiction even further, what if they met with, armies that were equally capable and professional? I don't know. That would be interesting to me, because Hannibal was extremely good at strategy. But, Alexander had seen a lot of war, and he had great armies, captains, people who believed in him. I don't know. Would he fall for the same type of foolish stuff like the Romans did? Would Hannibal be able to read Alexander the same way that he read the Romans and played their strengths against them? I don't know. It's an interesting question, but my guess would be no. I feel like Alexander's army was a well-oiled machine from what little bit I've seen, and it was a very good one. Maybe I'm overestimating him. I don't know, but I think so. Let's see. KB says, I feel like Hannibal might have been the better tactical battlefield commander, but Alexander was the better strategic commander. Well, clearly, because Alexander, spread his victory far and wide, whereas Hannibal, was great at, picking the strategy to win these single battles, but he never spread to the extent that Hannibal did, or to the extent that Alexander did, and certainly not in the same time frame that Alexander did. I do think Alexander did have the massive benefit of being the monarch, having all the power, making all the decisions, having a professional army. All of those were benefits, certainly, that were stacked in Alexander's favor, though. So, anyway, my 2 cents there. That's a fun topic. That's a fun one. It's a good one. Both of them were great commanders, and there's a reason why Alexander the Great is considered by most to be probably the greatest military commander, and it's because he produced a feat that really no one else has been able to reproduce. So, fun topic. Thanks for bringing that one up. Alexander versus Charlemagne, and I just do not know enough about Charlemagne. Genghis versus Alexander, those were 2 different eras in time, and you would think that there was quite a bit of change, but it would be interesting, the idea of a grand phalanx protecting itself from the horde of mobile cavalry. That would certainly be interesting. I don't know exactly how that would go down, but yeah, I mean, there's some other fun scenarios you can think through. Obviously, though, once you start spreading far enough across time, like the military technology difference. Oh, we're missing a player. Do we have anybody who can join here? Didn't know we were missing a player. Is there anybody who's able to join? Game name is Heirs Battle. The password is 1. If anybody knows how to fill that one, let me know. Yeah, Alexander did go through quite a few sieges from what I saw. Again, I don't know a ton about him. It's certainly not a very well-known subject for me. We have someone who can come and join Ghost King, Skaven. Michael says I could, but I suck. Hey, don't worry about it. Just come join if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to join us, we'd be glad to have you, new or not. Okay, Wicked's gonna join. That's what Pilgrim's telling me. We'd love to have Wicked. Game name is Heirs Battle. Password is 1. Wicked is able to make it. Hopefully he can see the game. I think I forgot to change my visibility, so I'm not 100% certain that everything's visible. All right, Grudge Judy is here. I don't know if that's wicked, but Grudge Judy. Oh, and she's bringing the dwarves, folks. Shetland Apache says he can't see it. Okay, I'll try and change my visibility. Okay, Wicked missed getting in, but Grudge Judy might be the best Steam name I have seen in a long time. That's fantastic. Thanks for joining the game. Oh, that is brilliant. Ooh, Skaven and Dolly, boy, that is a vicious combination. Yikes. So we'll have our work cut out for us here. That'll be a grudging. Yeah, I mean, when you're named Grudge Judy and you pick Dawe to go along with Skaven, boy, you know grudges are coming. You know the grudges are coming. Grudge Judy. Oh, I love it. That is so good. I'm trying to think how to pick this. This is going to be tricky. I mean, Skaven and Dwarves put together, like, even though Coast can certainly have some fantastic artillery play, like, I mean, Skaven and Dwarves together, like, I feel like that's like a auto lose from range, depending on what they pick. Of course, you know, they could trick us and totally rush us. But, like, I feel like that's an auto lose from range. And then, like, how long can you sit around eating fire from a combined Skaven Dawi artillery force and live to tell the tale? That feels like it's going to be... This could get interesting, folks. This could get interesting. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pick a strategy that kind of goes along with what my teammate has picked. And hope for the best. That way we're kind of thinking in the same line here. I love that name, though, Grudge Judy. That is... I'm not getting over that, folks. It's just... I'm not. Absolutely brilliant. I 100% approve. Oh, what do I bring to this party? Alright, I just gotta spend up the last of my funds real quick. Like I said, I'm taking a strategy that should hopefully kind of help complement a teammate here. Just trying to figure out what to do with the last bit of my funds here. Alright, that'll work. Alright, I'm ready. I'm ready. Ghost King says, I'm stoked. Been trying new Skaven builds, and this one can be promising if it works. Well, see, that's the thing, is like, I feel like this Dwarf Skaven matchup, I mean, they could totally own us from range, despite the coast being really good. I mean, unless the coast just totally sold out to artillery, and then I tried to protect them. But then that could be risky, because if Skaven and Dwarves don't go on an artillery build, I mean, they could just come in and rush the ever-loving crap out of us. Like, it's an interesting combo between Skaven and Dwarves, because the Skaven are uber squishy. Like, that match earlier where I played against them, I was able to throw the big bodies around from the ogres and cause some trouble. That's hard to do when you got a whole bunch of Iron Dawi mixed in, potentially, with the Skaven, so that mixes things up. So, I mean, it's definitely an interesting match to put together. Like, Wicked says it's super awesome you're doing 2v2 land battles. Yeah, I haven't played 2v2 land battles yet in the game. So I wanted to play some. I do like 1v1 land battles still. But I figured this would be something fun. And like I said, I don't know if it's just coincidence, because here's the thing. Like, with YouTube, it's weird. I'll put up a video one day and it gets plenty of views. I'll put up a video the next day and they're very similar videos and it gets no views. I don't know if it's just like luck of the draw, like people didn't want to watch, maybe it just seemed less interesting, but I kind of feel like it's just YouTube not liking me that day for the algorithm. And it always happens to my domination videos. They rarely get better views. Could be the fact that it's domination. I don't know. So I'm not going to focus on domination tonight, because I know that either it's a very loud minority that hates domination, or there's a bunch of people who don't like domination. I don't know. I can't figure it out. But it is. Personally, I like domination. It's fun. I like land battle better. But I like that they added domination. It can switch things up. It gives you a different way to play. And the nice thing about domination that I would have thought a lot of people probably would have appreciated more about it is that it's actually a more infantry-heavy game mode, typically. Like, you can't just kite people to death on it. You can't just artillery people to death on it. So it's kind of neat because you actually see different army picks and different factions shining in different ways than you do in land battles. So I kind of like it from that perspective, because it gives other factions a chance to shine. Like, for instance, one of the domination battles I played with Kislev, everybody usually thinks of Kislev just shooting a whole bunch and skirmishing. Well, I went heavy on Zargard and the Hearth Blades and all that stuff, and I mean, it's totally a different way to play the game, and it's fun. Offensive Otter says, I'll admit I watch certain videos faster than others depending on the matchup and factions. Yep, I mean, I expect it, right? I don't expect everybody's equally excited about every type of video or every faction or whatever it is, so obviously I'm aware of the fact that that could be part of the views being up and down. I definitely think part of it is just YouTube as well. I miss the days where it was simple. YouTube showed your videos to your subscribers. That's all I ask of YouTube. That's all I want from YouTube. I've got 260 some odd thousand subscribers. Show my videos to them. Like, they subscribe. Show the videos to them. If they don't want to see my videos anymore, they'll click the unsubscribe button. Like, I don't understand why we had to do this whole bell thing and ruin subscribership. Like, the whole bell thing is just stupid. People will unsub if they don't want to see the videos. Some people are saying they like domination, others here are saying they don't. Rocking Riley says, I liked how it worked in Shogun 2 with the shrines. It was essentially an early domination. Yeah, Shogun 2 was still land battle, so to speak, but it had the shrines that gave you benefits for capturing. So that was certainly one way that they could have done it here. Instead, they decided to go with like kind of a totally new and different gameplay. And that's fine, too. Like, I feel like that's okay as well. Wonder my teammate wants to do. I wonder if we should. I don't know if my teammate can hear me, but if you can, should we... Well, never mind. If I'm talking, I'm going to be giving away what we're doing to the other team, so I won't. Because they could still be listening to the stream, which is fine.
Obey the
we're not having like some kind of strict uber competitive thing here, so just gonna get my troops formed up and then I can deploy wherever we so choose.
Mistress of ice. Mother Winter's child.
Mother Winter.
Griffin Legion!
Heavy war sled!
Okay, well, I'll give this a shot. We'll just see how it goes down. Alright. Protocol, thanks for the 10. Even more support here from Protocol. He says, my favorite videos to watch of yours are campaigns when you walk us through your choices and get a bit into the roleplay of the faction. Grom the Paunch remains one of my all-time faves. Well, thanks, Protocol. Appreciate you letting me know. Glad you enjoy those. I do want to do some of that. Like, I was thinking about making kind of a series of videos where I give some advice on, you know, like how to get started in a campaign and just play through a few turns, and then letting those kind of be in a playlist where if anybody ever wants to, you know, have some advice on like how to play that faction, how to get started with that faction, you got something to watch, especially since I don't want to do like, you know, 60, 70, 80 turn playthroughs anymore. That might be a good one. So appreciate you letting me know about that, Protocol. So, and maybe we could do that, right? Maybe we can give advice on how to get started, and then kind of jokingly, part of the advice may be like, you know, how to role play. like that I'm good at that. But maybe how you role play to get into the faction to make the most of it. That would be pretty fun. Yeah, we had a lot of people that seemed to really enjoy the Archaon campaign that was that way, and I really enjoyed that one too. And Grom was a lot of fun as well. Yeah, thank you, Protocol. He says, I think that would be popular, especially for Immortal Empire, since it just came out. Yeah, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to start, you know, doing maybe a couple of those a week. Like just kind of picking a lord, firing up their campaign, and taking a look at how you get started. Let's go see what we're up against. Oh boy, already the Plague Claws firing. That is gonna hurt me so much. Oof, Plague Claws, bane of my existence right now. Alright, Grudge Judy had some miners and quarrelers up front, doing a little bit of skirmishy play against the coast, but he's fallen back now in the sight of Syrenes. We do have Silostra on her giant crab, but there's a damned Knight's Errant that was summoned, and it's going to start running down these dwarves. Ooh, it's trying to pin him into place. So Gentle Rat getting into it early. Alright, let's keep pushing up. We need to close the distance, and we need to close it in a hurry. Want to take this flank. Okay. Thing is teammate's gonna get held here for just a minute. He does have a good opportunity to clean up some of these, and it's those Whirlers are gonna hurt him really bad. But if I run my cavalry over to help out, the Rattling guns are gonna just have an open season on my troops. So, yeah, alright, he's got his damn Knights Errant pushing through. Yeah, he's already got a break going here, so that's good. So then he can push harder into those Quarrelers. He's got Depth Guard in the back. Of course, they are taking some loving shots from the Skaven at the moment. Speaking quite facetiously there.
Heavy war sled!
Push through. Let's just bypass these Dwarf Warriors and go all the way back.
Attack, comrades! Armored Cossars!
I'm gonna start targeting some of these key Skaven units here. Try and use up some of this pistol ammunition.
Taking point!
Those warriors are trying to prevent me from making this flank. They won't be able to stop it. I'm going to target some of these weapon teams. Sitting still for a moment is a little bit risky, but I'm kind of hoping maybe these weapon teams... Let's risk something here, see how it works.
Heavy war sled! March with flag!
There we go. Let's see if our blizzard will get rid of it. Yep, okay, that'll get rid of those Skaven guns.
Very well.
So this is kind of a Kislev type of rush here, right? I'm throwing my troops forward quickly, but also I have the capability to stop and shoot, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. Mortars are hurting me so bad. And that lightning's about to hurt. Alright, let's push here. Let's bring our sleds up and let's cause some mayhem.
Witch of the snow.
Back up a little with the Streltsy.
We fight for Ulster.
Just kind of emptying my pistol ammunition here. Into these Plague Claw. Here comes the Griffin Legion. It is going to land a big hit here. Let's get straight into that cannon and shut it down too. I feel like things are going very well for us, but maybe not. I don't know. I think things are going well. Got rid of the Rat Ogres. I got my Streltsy free. I brought the Griffin Legion for their mass here, and I really want to throw their mass around and make their presence felt in that regard. Looks like we got rid of the Plague Claw for now. Let's get out of that fight, not get overcommitted. Let's move our line up. I think it's going well. Like, we push forward really quickly and in a very aggressive fashion. Looks like the Rat Ogres came back. Let's try and go deal with those Rat Ogres. Where's the old sleds? The sleds are stuck. That's okay. They're fairly safe for now. A Griffin Legion on the move. They got stuck on Grombrindle. That is not where I want them stuck, so let's push them through that. Like I said, I want to keep their mass rolling across the battlefield. The Sirens, nice touch here. They are going to really be hurting Skaven, and some dwarf units are immune to Psych, but I don't know if these dwarf units are. So basically, our opponents did end up going heavy on. They ended up going heavy on artillery, and that should cost them here. Ooh, look at that! Grombrindle's about to get a grudging started here. We're just gonna mow down Grombrindle with the Streltsy. He doesn't have the speed to do much about it. Alright, and the Griffin Legion is just crushing through over here. The Griffin Legion I brought because of their heavy armor. I figured that it would make it harder for the dwarves to kill them, though Griffin Legion would only be effective on the charge against most dwarf units. But then, at the same time, the Griffin Legion would be a mess for Skaven, because Skaven really struggle to deal with a lot of mass. Like, they're not great at body blocking heavy mass, and Griffin Legion are kind of real expensive for what they do sometimes, but I think in this case, they're going to be good. Is that Scroll? No, it's Ikka. Let's light up Bromby again. Ikka Claw is anti-large. Okay, we clean this up. Just finish these guys here. Where's my leaders? They were getting rid of those Rat Ogres. Just leave them out there and then come back this way. Xylostra's still alive. Trying to keep my Streltsy on top of Grombrindle. Like, I don't want to stop with my cavalry and fight Grombrindle. I just want my cavalry to keep moving and killing. Then I want everything else to focus. Alright, I don't want Ikit getting a hold of my sleds like this. Or actually, that's Gromby. Ikit's over. They got swapped up on where I thought they were. He's on his Doomflayer. Alright, Gromby is chasing my sleds, but that's okay. The sleds can run away from him and shoot him up. Ooh, that's gonna hurt.
Taking position.
That wasn't too bad, actually.
Obey the orthodoxy.
Alright, Grudge Judy. It's admitted defeat here. I do like the Grombindle grudging army there with the rangers and stuff. That is a cool build. Grudge Judy, it's one I've used myself quite a few times. It is fun. Unfortunately, the problem with that build is that, you know, when it works, it's awesome, and you get some hilarious results. And when it doesn't work, well, it's pretty painful when it doesn't work. But, you know, it's fun. It's worth a shot. I appreciate you playing it and coming in and playing one with us. Alright, let's finish off Grombrindle, and then Grudge Judy will no doubt place a judgment on us of the death sentence by way of being bashed in the skull with the Great Book of Grudges. And our crime is, of course, killing Dawi and existing. Existing is usually a pretty great offense for most Dawi.
Comrades of the bear!
Comrades of the bear.
Go with honor!
The squall calls.
Should we run over Grombrindle real quick while I'm moving my missile units in? Yes, we shall.
Land is power!
Alright. Gromby does not... We love fighting sleds. Let's just bring in the house here and give Grombrindle the melee death that he wants and deserves here. Of course, he is unbreakable. Grombrindle is a very tough customer.
Pain is duty!
Don't really have any spells that are going to do us any good here.
Obey the orthodoxy.
Alright, so Gromby is down to 1,700 hit points. Matt says, fun to see the Griffin Legion get used. They're a cool looking unit. It's tough to justify. Yeah, they are a very good looking unit. They are tough to justify. I feel like Griffin Legion needs something, in my opinion. It also is going to depend a lot on what we see with the rest of the roster for Kislev. When you're up against factions who have low armor, Griffin Legion can be a solid pick. Obviously, for their cost, though, it's sad that they don't get any AP, and it's sad that they don't, you know, have anti-large. I don't think they deserve both at their price point, but it'd be kind of interesting to have at least one of those. I don't know. Maybe it would need to change the way that they cost. One thing they could do is, you know, leave it alone in multiplayer, but maybe have some kind of tech or something in campaign that adds, like, armor piercing to Griffin Legion, which would allow them to be more useful for longer in the campaign. But like I said, they do have their niches. They're really good when you're against factions with low armor, and that aren't particularly good at fighting against armored units. So, like, I use them against the Skaven. Other people will use them against the Skaven. They're not like a shoe-in, but the Skaven is a matchup where they can shine. Against the Dwarves, they could potentially shine as well, just because the Dwarves are going to struggle to stop a lot of cavalry units from being able to just cycle them into an oblivion. So Wing Lancers being very cheap for what they do, and then Griffin Legion could be good in a matchup like that because they get to cycle charge over and over again. Here, they didn't get great value, even though they did manage to pick up some kills. The sleds did pretty well. My Streltsy got a little bit of value. They didn't get a lot of kills, but they were shooting high-value targets. And then the Zargard did its job, which was to be kind of a tough and frustrating front line. Check out Gentle Rat here. Oh, man. Xylostra was on a roll. The Depth Guard was on a tear. The Sirens were doing well. Ikaclaw did a bunch of kills here, so he was busy and managed to get some value. These weapon teams and stuff are cool, and obviously an interesting pick. They are difficult to defend. Having the Dwarves to help defend them certainly makes that a little bit easier, but I mean, you all saw what I did to one of the Rattling Guns with the Blizzard spell, for instance. Like, there's definitely ways to counter. Like, I think with Vortex spells being what they are now, Pit of Shades, Blizzard, Dwellers Below, others like it, they can be a real pain in the butt for weapons teams and artillery because those units can't move to dodge. and they can do some pretty serious damage pretty quickly. And then Grudge Judy here with Grombrindle. Grombrindle putting up a fight to the end, as he would, because he is too stubborn to die. And that is the way it should be. The fun build here, Gyrocopters, the Ranger build. I do like the build from Grudge Judy. It didn't work out in this case, but it is a fun way to play the Dwarves sometimes if you haven't tried it. It's got a lot of Vanguard units, and it's an incredibly fun way to catch someone off guard. He may have been hoping for us to be trying to stand off a little more, where he could use his cannons for longer and then use this to skirmish us from a distance. But GG. Thank you to everybody. I'm going to host another one. Well, actually, no, we got President Tyrannid in here, and we got Spooky as well. We just need one more person to come join us. The game name is Heirs Battle, and the password is just the number 1. And President Tyrannid, I believe, is Wicked. Yes, it is. And we got the short-ended straw in here now as well. I just need to go pick us a new map. So let's go find yet another map here. See what some of these look like. Not liking that one. One could be a little awkward. That one's a bit weird. Trying to find the right map here.
There's no lights! Two more!
This is certainly a pretty map. It's kind of a mess of one, but still. Ghost King says, GG, well played. Still learning Dom, but it's fun. Alas, here's Patchy's reward. More Warpstone snuff. He can be bought. Thanks for the support, Ghost King. Appreciate you all joining, too. I'm really happy to have everybody here watching. I hope you're enjoying it, and hope you're having fun with it. Let's take a look at the poll results here. I'll end the poll, too, and we'll cover some of those results. So end it and see what people are thinking. It looks like 71% of people think that Warhammer 3 is already a proper sequel. There's another 20% of folks who polled on it. We got 290 votes in total, even though we don't have that many people here. People were cycling through. That's why I left it open. And 20% of people thought it was close. So I think that overall, then, that means that the vast majority of people who are here tonight seem to feel like the game is either there or will be there. And then we have some people saying no. That was 6%. So there's clearly still some people who think that things need to be fixed. And then there's 2% that said not even close. So it is a minority, but still a minority. And I'd be curious if you were, I don't know if those people are here, but if you're one of the people who said no or not even close and you're still here, could you tell me why you think it? And let's not try and run people off. I'm curious why they think it. Could be interesting. Now, sometimes when people are critical of something, even if you don't always agree with it, they might bring up something that is really helpful in terms of improving, what you've got. So I'd be curious. Let's see what they've got. Let's go with Lying Wheel. This, no, I don't know. I gotta find a map that I actually like here. Got the Mortis Waste. It's gonna be pretty wide open. Should be fun. All right, so we'll do the Mortis Waste, and I need to pick a new faction. Yeah, thanks, Ghost King. Appreciate the support. Tom Pugh says Air won't bring Nakai. Well, challenge accepted. Anything you guys tell me I won't do, I will do. Okay, not anything, but when it comes to telling me I won't bring Nakai, that challenge I will accept. There's other things I won't do, like making a swimsuit out of cold cuts and swimming off the California coast in shark-infested waters. Like, that's something I won't do if you tell me not to do it. But, telling me to pick Nakai, that I can do. Apache says, does what Warhammer 2 does and doesn't really build on mechanics. The game's still riddled with bugs months after release and feels like zero effort beyond reskinning and porting. So I know Shetland Apache, someone who's very familiar with the game, played a ton of multiplayer and probably a lot of campaign and stuff, I would assume, too. That's interesting to hear. So basically, he's thinking it's still too much like Warhammer 2, didn't add enough new mechanics, it still has a lot of bugs. Well, the game definitely still has bugs. I mean, we saw one tonight when I didn't have my WA there. So, I mean, I can't disagree with that fact. Does seem like a fact. So I will bring Nakai, but I will pick the rest of my army with some privacy here. Thanks. Appreciate you sharing that, Shetland. It's good to hear. Dissenting point of view. Tom Pugh says Nakai still suck. Well, I mean, I don't think he's probably most people's first pick for lizards. I haven't really paid attention to what, if any way, he has changed in Immortal Empires. I'm not sure. I thought and then Colbert is saying, I think most of the Nakai issues were campaign related. Yeah, probably so. I think a lot of people hated his campaign mechanics, and I don't know that much of that's been changed, to be honest. I think they made a few tweaks to it. I remember making a video about changes to the Lizardmen, but now I've forgotten all the changes they made to the Lizardmen. So I'm not 100% certain all the changes they made. Appia says, I barely touched Warhammer 3, just been too little in it for me to get excited about after playing for a few hours. That's never happened to me with a Total War game before. I think Apache's right. So Appia's feeling the same. And I hope you're doing well, Appius. I'm sure life is keeping you busy. Hope everything's going well. It's good to hear from you. So a few people thinking that it just hasn't changed enough. Says you just got a new job. Awesome. Well, I hope it's a job you are excited about. Alright, get the rest of my army put together here. Chaos and Norska coming up against us. This could be interesting. And I've got Slanesh on my side. Alright, let's see. Chaos and Norska coming up against us here. All right, almost ready here. All right, I'll give it a shot. Let me see if we got any more comments here. Ooh, safety manager with the orchestra. That's cool, Appius. Getting to work with the orchestra. Man, it's been a long time since I've been around classical music. I like it a lot. It's some of the only music I listen to be honest. Like, I'm not much into music, but I've always really liked classical music. You need to go see an orchestra. I haven't been to one in a long time. I hope everything's going well, Appius. Hope life is treating you good. You and your family. Matt says that sounds like a nice one. Yeah, I agree. It does sound like a fun job. See, I think by the time... Kyler says, I think by the time more DLC is released, the game will evolve into something more just as Warhammer 2 did. Looking forward to seeing what they do with it. Yeah, I agree. The game has a lot of potential to get better. I do feel like I've been sitting here thinking about the criticism from Appius and Shetland Apache, and I'm thinking about it, right? Because it's not what comes to my mind first. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, they think it doesn't add this stuff. What did it add? I mean, it did add small settlement battles. To be fair, they're not amazing. It added in-game scenarios, which I think that's cool. They may be thinking that maybe it didn't update like enough faction mechanics or add like really anything crazy innovative or new to the campaign, so that it feels like Warhammer 2 on a bigger map may be the case. I'm just trying to think through some of that and digest it, consider it here. I mean, I don't disagree to some tune. Like, it wouldn't hurt to keep adding stuff. And to me, the game feels a lot better than Warhammer 2. But if I'm sitting here and trying to be honest about it, let me think, like, is it really that different than Warhammer 2? I mean, the map is a lot bigger. Added the sea lanes. We've got the new factions. You can build outposts now, which is a small thing, but kind of fun, where you can bring in the other stuff. You got the small settlement. Again, the small settlement's kind of meh, probably for a lot of people. I don't know. That's a good question. You all can think through that one. That's not what my mind initially thinks, but I mean, we all know that I'm not right all the time, so I'm gonna think about that one.
Soras. Asuras. You Celtic. Crockamundi!
Alright, just looking at my teammates' army there.
Solus. Ra.
Okay, I'm gonna give this a shot. Nakai doesn't have enough Croxicores. I didn't think about doing an all-Croc build with Nakai. Alright, I failed. Air doesn't know how to Nakai right. I mean, it's true. We could have gone full Croxy, but we have not. We have not. Get in here and do some skirmishy stuff. It looks like Chaos is just kind of intermixed. Ooh, boy, Slanesh going all in over here. It's these Marauders. Going for the early pain. I'm gonna see if Razordon packs are still really good against infantry. They may have gotten nerfed. Oh, they're still pretty good. They are still pretty good. Okay. Okay, let's throw a little help around here. Okay. Our charge. Let's kind of just hold our ground, because these engagements are pretty good for us at the moment. Teammates getting a little bit wrapped up over here with some of his cavalry. This infantry fight is not ideal at the moment either. Let's see if we can throw some help over this way. Okay, we broke through the initial line. Let's get ready to start counter charge here. I don't think we'll win that, but we can. Oh, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. Let's fall back out of here. Let's start poisoning these guys. Hoping maybe we can kite these guys back. Try and damage them out. It'll take probably way more fine control than I have here. Pull back, getting a little bit overextended there. A little bit beat up. Okay, yeah, we're starting to get some pretty solid damage into these skin wolves that came just roaring through at us. Some of those Marauder horsemen here. Can't give up any of these units if I can help it. I just don't know if I can help it. Let's keep the pressure on over here. We're getting absolutely wrecked by the Mammoth, and I don't know if I have a lot of answer to the Mammoth at the moment. The Kai got KO'd when I was busy somewhere else. I can't say I'm terribly surprised about that. All away from that Mammoth. Let's just keep skirmishing here, keep skirmishing. Need to keep my Razordons alive. That Razordon's a very valuable unit for me. Oh, this sucks. We're getting caught over here. Dang it. The Razordon's routed. They were causing some really significant damage, so that's frustrating. And then now my Trago is stuck. Teammate doesn't have a lot of units left over here. Let's heal up, and let's fix our leadership up a little. We're getting chased by Archaon, and I can't get away from him. Yeah, Archaon is going to beat the ever-loving crap out of us. We don't have a prayer in that fight. Dang, I was close to the white line over here too, and most of my routing units are just going straight off. Crap. Well, it started off pretty good. We were getting a lot of skirmish damage done, and we kited most of those skin wolves even, which was great, but now I've got nowhere to go. There's nowhere I can hide. A lot of my units routed off the edge of the map. and those were most of my damage-causing units here. I'm trying to get Archaon stuck on some of these units. I've got nothing to hold him while I try and bury him with the skirmishing capability of the Troglodyte. Something to keep my Trogo in the fight. Run this way, Troggy. There's more enemies over here, though, too, unfortunately. Wow, Sigvald is tanking like a million enemies over here. I'll have enough range to throw a Flock of Doom on that. I wish I had, like, a Vortex spell. Archaon sees what I'm doing, and he doesn't appreciate it. We gotta keep running around. We gotta keep Archaon stuck in this tar pit. He's just gonna use the Pit of Shades on us. That's brutal. Oof, we got Hunter of Champions on us right now. I'm in trouble, folks. I got no way to keep running from these units. Dang. Well, Troglodon's an excellent anti-large tool, but whenever you can't skirmish, then you're in trouble. So we started off great. We were causing tons of damage. We really jacked up the Marauders, and they suffered badly at our hands. But then, by the time we ended up having to deal with the Mammoth, and we're kiting away from those Skin Wolves, the Skin Wolves didn't end up accomplishing a lot initially, but they ended up doing okay in the end. They were getting shredded at first, but then when I was left with nothing to kind of hold back the rest of this tide, we just got straight up run over. Look at Siggy over here fighting to the death. Sigvald over here whipping everyone. Ghost King, thanks for the 10. He says, thanks for the games, Air. Air, and thank you to my teammates for joining. I gotta sleep. May the Horned Rat bless you all. Well, thank you, Ghost King. Appreciate you dropping in and playing some battles with us. It has been a lot of fun. I'm actually gonna have to be done after this one, too. I've got to get some sleep before work tomorrow, because Air is never done. My company is not happy unless I'm sitting in our windowless office. So I gotta go back. Thanks, Ghost King. Appreciate the support. Appreciate all of you joining tonight. We had a ton of fun with these battles. I'll be trying to do these weekly. And we'll switch it up some. Like we did 2v2s tonight. You know, maybe we'll do like little mini tournaments on other nights where it's just 1v1, little mini tournaments. You know, we'll find fun stuff to do. But tonight, I think it was fun to play some 2v2. Nice builds by my opponents here. That Norska build, like I said, we initially were doing quite well against it, but that speed with the Skin Wolves and then just running through with Wulfric left us with no more options. So despite our capability to do damage from range, the speed made it impossible. And then the Chaos Warriors bringing all that cavalry, which again gave me a lot of things to think about in that flank, more than I could handle ultimately. So an interesting play. Not exactly what I would have expected, but an interesting combo here. I mean, just look at the cavalry here. Chaos Knights of Khorne, Chaos Knights of Tzeentch, Chaos Knights of Slaanesh, and a Chaos Knight of Nurgle with lances. Pox lances, no doubt. And a Chaos Knight with lances. So a lot of cavalry from Chaos is absolutely not what I was expecting, which is why I brought some anti-infantry tools like the Razordawn Hunting Pack. And you saw what that Hunting Pack was doing to the infantry. And so that's why I wanted to keep those tools and use it that way. I totally lost track of Nakai, and he got dumpstered. Plus, I didn't bring a lot of Croxies. And honestly, Croxigores probably would have done a little better here, but probably would have still died ultimately. Let's check out my teammates' army here. Sigvald was trying hard. He did get some decent value out of the Allurus here. She got 1,266 value. That's not bad. The Exalted Demonettes here, the Bringers of Beguilement with 188 kills. But only 1223 values. They must not have gotten to hold anything too expensive. It looks like the Heart Seekers must have unfortunately gone down a little bit early before they could get more value there. Let's take a look at the Marauders. That one did pretty good. And these Devoted Marauders, not huge numbers on them, but this one did pretty decent. Let's take a... And appreciate you playing with me, Spooky. Appreciate you joining in and throwing some Slaanesh around in there. Archaon... Massive value here. I'm not surprised. He was beating the ever-loving crap out of my Troglodon. He must have been beating on something else as well. Maybe he got Nakai, because I didn't exactly notice where he was at. So he definitely pulled in some value. Good value on the Knights, except for the Slaanesh Knights. They got a lot of kills. Not particularly high value, but a lot of kills. The rest of them, though, were punching some pretty nice value there. It was nice work by Short End Straw, and our own Wicked here, President Tyrannid, bringing in Wolfric and getting some very nice kills and value there. Same thing with the Balefiend of Shadows. That Pit of Shades is deadly. Got a few good uses of it. Those, again, the Wolves didn't initially crush my army, and I was able to skirmish them, but they just gave me so much trouble in that backline that I couldn't focus where I needed to on targets like Wolfric. So we couldn't hold it down. So a nice play with the Skin Wolves running in there. So GG. Appreciate you, Short End of Straw, Tyrannid, Spooky, and thank you to everybody who has supported and everybody else. Kevin, thank you for the 10. He says, my bad, I failed in defending the lizards. Sigvald should be punished. Well, here's the thing, Kevin. Number one, appreciate you joining in. That was fun. And, you know, thanks for playing with me. But yeah, Sigvald loves to punish himself, right? He probably uses the whip of Slaanesh on himself every night, because that's just what Slaaneshies do, so it never hurts. Sigvald appreciates being punished. But don't worry about it, Kevin. Thanks for the support. Appreciate you playing with me, and thanks for supporting the channel and joining in. You and everybody else here. Your Slaanesh can stand with me any day, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun. Yep, well done indeed, Wicked. Appius is correct. Well played. Thanks for joining in, Wicked. Appreciate the rest of you as well. I don't know if I'm going to get to stream again this week or not. It's going to be very busy through the back end of the week. If I do stream, it might be on like Friday, but it really depends on what we're doing on Friday. Usually by Friday, I'm exhausted, and all I want to do is just relax and have some time with Mrs. Air. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. But I will keep the content coming, so you all stay tuned, and we should have some fun stuff. Appreciate you, though. I will see you next time. HeirofCarthage, signing out for now.